Hi, I will now provide a brief summary of fixed, variable, and mixed cost, followed by some example problems using the high-low method. The total dollar amount of variable cost is proportional to the activity level, and it varies in direct relation to the level of activity. This means that if the activity level doubles, the total dollar amount of the variable cost also doubles. However, variable cost per unit remains the same over wide ranges of activity. For example, if you pay 10 cents per gigabyte of data and you use 100 gigabytes, then the cost is 100 times 10 cents, which is $10. However, if you use 200 gigabytes of data, the cost is now 200 times 10 cents, which is $20. Doubling the data usage has doubled the total cost, but the cost per unit has stayed the same. Fixed costs remain constant in total, even when the activity level changes. However, the average fixed cost per unit changes as the activity level changes. For example, suppose your rate plan charges you $50 per month for your phone, irrespective of how much data you use. Therefore, if you use 100 gigabytes of data, the fixed cost per unit is $50 divided by 100 gigabytes, totaling 50 cents per gigabyte. Now, if you use 200 gigabytes of data, the fixed cost per unit is $50 divided by 200 gigabytes, totaling 25 cents per gigabyte. The fixed cost of $50 stays the same, while the cost per unit changes as the activity level changes. Mixed costs have both fixed and variable cost elements and can be expressed by the formula y equals a plus bx, where a is total fixed cost, b is variable cost per unit, and x is the activity level. This equation makes it easy to calculate what the total mixed costs would be for any given level of activity. The high-low method is a way of separating a mixed cost into the fixed and variable cost elements. Variable cost is the change in cost divided by the change in activity. Then fixed cost can be determined by subtracting the variable cost element from total cost. Now we will take a look at an example problem using the high-low method. The data below have been taken from the cost records of the Halifax General Hospital. The data relate to the cost of admitting patients at various levels of patient activity. Using the high-low method, we are going to estimate the fixed cost of admitting patients per month and the variable cost of admissions per patient. We need to look through the activity levels for each month to find the month with the highest activity level and the month with the lowest. As we can see here, the month with the highest activity level is June, with 3,800 patients admitted with a cost of $30,400. The month with the lowest activity level is 2,200 in November with a cost of $25,600. Now, in Excel, we can enter the activity for the highest activity month, which was 3,800, and the associated cost for that month, which is 30,400. The low activity month we said had 2,200 patients, and the cost for that month was 25,600. Now, for variable cost, it's the change in cost divided by the change in activity. So the change in cost we will work out here. It is the cost in the high activity month less the cost in the low activity month, making the change in cost $4,800. The change in activity is the activity in the high activity month, 3,800, less the activity in the low activity month of 2,200, making the change in activity $1,600. Therefore, to calculate variable cost, we take the change in cost divided by the change in activity, making variable cost per patient $3. Fixed costs are the total cost less the variable cost element. Now it's important that you pick either the high activity month or the low activity month, but that you take both numbers from the same month. So, total cost, we will use the high activity month, total cost of $30,400 less the variable cost element. And the variable cost element is the variable cost per unit, which we had calculated at $3, times the activity level in the high activity month, which was $3,800. This makes fixed cost equal to $19,000.